Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is August 18, 2021, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, Dow Jones sells off before FOMC, a decent sell-off as well. Now looking at the major economic events of the day, 8 p.m. tonight, South African time, out of the United States. FOMC Meeting Minutes, it's an interest rate decision in the United States. Very, very important. Now, looking at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, going into this number, the British pound and the Aussie dollar continue to slide versus the USD significantly. We're going to take a look at that. And the indices, Nasdaq pretty much unchanged. Dow Jones, as mentioned, sells off sharply. Now, looking at commodities, not much change there. And looking at the stocks, Amazon breaking support, a decent support level. That's an important level. And lastly, looking at Bitcoin, continue to retrace. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. We're going to start with the Aussie USD on a daily chart. And as you can see, pretty much that slide continued yesterday. And looking at that daily chart right now, so let's take a look at a 4-hour chart as we're getting a green bar. Finally, a little bit of a bounce at this 72.60-ish level. And if we look at the GBP also, that decent slide continue from 137.87 down to 137.30-ish level. And we did anticipate this as this did break decent levels from before. Now we're hitting a little bit of a bounce here. Now this could be a dead cat bounce, or it could be just a consolidation here. So just going to have to play it by ear as we go into today's number. Now as we look at the USD Rand, it did break that off yesterday since it did have that rally up to 1492 and almost hitting 15, but didn't break above it. Okay, so we're consolidating at this top range. So there's a significant resistance here at this 15-ish level from getting any weaker. It's really trying to stop it from getting any weaker on the downside for the Rand. Now looking at the commodities, not really much happening here. 1792, we've been here in 2-day period as we're consolidating up in this upper level, which is a previous support, subsequent resistance at this 1796, which is a temporary resistance-ish level. Okay, it's not a permanent resistance level. The next real resistance level is 1831. So we do have some upside potential there. However, if we continue faltering at this 1796, we could see it retracing back to 1760. Now looking at oil as well, kind of consolidating here with the Delta variant going rapid in the United States and across European continents. You know, this is something that is very disconcerting as to, is there ever going to be an end to this coronavirus? Okay, or is it just going to be new mutations and new mutations and new mutations continuously? So that's something we're going to have to watch and look at. This is correcting itself down to this $67-ish level. Now looking at the Dow Jones, we retrace significantly. Okay, 35,500 down to 35,000 and change, which means it's a 500-point retracement. And then we're right here in the 50% mark at this bound at 35,200-ish level. Okay, so that's not very encouraging on the upside. Okay, so keep that in mind going into today's number. Now looking at the Nasdaq also, we got this consolidation between 15,000 and 1,500 level. Okay, really consolidating, because if we look at the major big tech stocks, they're mostly going higher or on their highs, except Amazon. Okay, and the reason I'm bringing Amazon up right now is because it's really faltering below this 32.52-ish level, which was a significant support. Okay, so we are faltering here, and this is a gap down and go since we've corrected ourselves at the end of July, and Amazon saying that it missed its quarter, and then as we're going into trading this is very disconcerting. Okay, so this may pull down the market ultimately, okay, because this may be the first signs of markets are kind of tapering off with consumer consumption. Now if we look at Apple, it's on its highs. If we look at Microsoft, it's on to close on its highs. Okay, 292-ish level off of 293. So not a big deal, but it's starting to alarm me when Amazon, which is a major player, starts to sell off. If we look at the big board stocks, which represent the Dow Jones, like Alcoa, it sold off significantly. And this is what I mentioned the other day, is that the weakness is being shifted into the big board stocks. Now, JP Morgan also sold off decently. And we're only looking at a 4-hour chart here, and that's a decent sell-off. A 5-point sell-off is very decent for JP Morgan. Lastly, looking into Bitcoin, okay? Bitcoin is consolidating here in this upper range. Upper range is 47,000, which is resistance, and lower range is 44,400 level. We just bounced off of that on a 4-hour chart. If we look at a 1-hour chart, you could see how choppy we are here, okay? Reluctant to go lower, and also having a challenge going higher as well. So we are consolidating in this area, which is just, time for us to just take in this massive surge that we had from 29,000 up to 47,000. So keep that in mind going in today. As I tell you guys always, going into a major number should not be in major open positions. And if you are, make sure you have stop losses in place and take profits as well, because the markets can go very volatile in these type of environments. This is Fred Razak, and I wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.